Capitol Reef wasn't settled until 1880, when Nels Johnson built a cabin and planted an orchard. A wave of Mormon pioneers followed and worked tirelessly to build irrigation systems and to wrestle a living from the land. The confluence of Sulphur Creek and the Fremont River was a fortunate intersection of climate and soils, perfect for growing apples, peaches, pears, and other fruits and nuts. The schoolhouse became the heart of the small community. The settlement, originally called Junction, was appropriately renamed Fruita in 1904. Surrounded by towering red cliffs, the residents of Fruita carved out a simple, rewarding life. Isolated from the rest of the world, no more than 10 families at one time ever called Fruita home. For decades, the little town at the heart of Capitol Reef prospered in relative isolation. While orchards sustained the community, Fruita also became known as the only resupply station for an early wagon road known as the Blue Dugway. First used in 1883, the rough and tumble road clung to the benchland, then snaked through the narrow chasm of Capitol Wash, now known as Capitol Gorge. Like a welcoming, cool oasis, the pools of water trapped in eroded basins, like those at the tanks, may also have inspired the name Water Pocket Fold. Through the years, hardy travelers braved isolation, landslides, and breakdowns on what would eventually become State Route 24. But the greatest danger was from flash floods. Floods also plagued the settlement of Fruita, damaging irrigation works and uprooting orchards. Water made life possible, but the cloud of flash floods always hung over the settlement. The character of Fruita was shaped not only by its favorable climate and the availability of water, but by the cultural and social fabric of the Mormon settlers. Like other Mormon communities, Fruita's residents shared not only a religious belief, but were guided by principles of social cooperation and a deep connection to the land. Frontier life demanded self-reliance and innovation, if only just to make do. The rugged and remote canyon country also attracted desperados. Butch Cassidy. Cassidy and his gang, the Wild Bunch, drew national attention after a string of bank robberies and a brazen holdup of a train in Montana. Though no hard evidence places Butch Cassidy at Capitol Reef, local lore claims the outlaw passed through here. The one-room log schoolhouse, built in 1896, served as a school for the children and a social center for Fruita's residents. Schooling concentrated on the basics, and class schedules accommodated planting and harvest times. The last classes were held in 1941, when the school closed its doors for the last time, at the outbreak of World War II.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
The outside world finally closed in on the tiny, isolated settlement at the base of the towering Red Rocks. After the war, life was somewhat different in Fruita. With fuel rations over, prosperity and automobiles brought more and more visitors. The Gifford House was a meeting place for neighbors. Quilting brought the women of the settlement together. A season of farming was followed by the harvest of fruits for sale and barter to neighboring communities, or for shipment to outside markets. Beyond the fruits of the orchards, garden vegetables were preserved for the winter months. Hunting and grazing always formed a part of life on the frontier, even in farming communities like Fruta. On almost every farm, the smokehouse was vital in the curing and preservation of meat. Self-reliance, a hallmark of almost all early isolated communities in Utah, required the ability to repair broken equipment and to fashion parts out of metal. Blacksmiths and forges were necessary to farm and ranch life. Fruta recalls a way of life that defined early settlement in Utah, preserved in Capitol Reef National Park. The preservation effort goes back to the 1920s, focusing on the creation of a park that would encompass the water pocket fold. In 1937, President Franklin Roosevelt signed a proclamation establishing Capitol Reef National Monument. The monument was enlarged several times, and in 1971, it became a national park. Now, Capitol Reef preserves both the geologic past and the human past of this fascinating feature known as the water pocket fold. It also protects species of plants and animals that seek refuge in this special place. It is here, in the desert, where water is so scarce that it becomes so valuable. It is here, on the naked landscape of rock and soil, that its power is so clearly seen. Everything in Capitol Reef is defined by the work of water, the landscape, the plants and animals, and even the lives of the people who settled here. From native cultures of the distant past to the Mormon colonists who chiseled a civilization out of a wilderness of rock. Water has left its mark on Capitol Reef.
Apple orchard.
Grab the thingy.
What is it? Oh, go ahead.
The river trail would be nice. Right here. Why don't you park back there?
Well, I gotta turn around now.
Somebody's coming.
Gimme.
It's like somebody tried to build a dam or something. Yeah.
Yeah, you can take care of your daughter right there.
We hebben het gevraagd, Marie. Ik zit een ding, hou je vast, dan gooi je het kraan in. Ja. Schiet een zaai en het graan wordt in de grond. Oh, oké. Slim, hè? Nou. Hoe doe je dit? Oh, it's cucumber salt. It smells so good. It's like you want to eat it.
Yeah, peach butter.
Creamed honey? Never heard of that.
Apricot creamed honey. Ooh.
Put in this. I don't know, does it say anything on the side?
Drive or okay. How big's that camera? It's fairly big, but you can have dogs on it. Don't have really a lot of sense. Maybe they do. I don't know. You pick fruit.
Ooh, this is nice. Alright, stop.
You can get very far.
What you want to... We're gonna have to stop at the viewpoint for this on the way back.
There's one up here on the left. Right here.
Oh, where?
I'm going in. see.
Not a lot of room.
It's a narrow road.
It's fine with cars, but these fucking RVs. I thought it said RVs.
It said no more than 27 feet, I think it said. Or one of these, I think it said that.
Yeah.
Eh?
Well, let's see what's around the next one. We can turn around. One more good viewpoint, and we'll turn around.
Eh? 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 Eh?
Alright, if you want to turn around, go ahead. If we had more time, as always, we're running out of time. It'd be nice to take, but. Well, since we're right here, we might as well get out.
Turn around. I want to see this stitch thing. horses get spoiled. This reminds me of Yosemite right here. It's red.
It's not nearly as high, too.
It's not?
No.
It looks like it.
No, I think the one in Yosemite is a lot higher.
Look, these are huge, humongous trees too. Those have to be cotton. Guess I can go faster. Oh, nobody's behind me. Oh, here's the school.
You want to stop here?
Oops. Bumpy bump.
That's good. Right.
There's another orchard. A massa.